Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Cookies. My name is Lindsay, and this is a show about positivity, leadership, parenting, business, and anything else we decide to talk about because it's live.
Laughter. There is laughter involved.
We do have a lot of laughter.
Laughter.
And we are so thankful for our sponsors today. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if y'all heard that, but I heard that in my headphones. Our sponsor today is Rookie.io, reputation management to help you complete your digital marketing foundation. Learn more at www.ruci.io. So, Nick, we've had an interesting morning already. I've had an interesting week. I think I have an interesting weekend plan. There's a lot going on for me.
Oh, is there? Is there?
Yes. So we actually...
Hold on.
What?
Give me a second. Can I say hi to the audience? Can I do it?
Yes.
Can I do it?
I'm waiting for you to
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Coffee and Cookies morning show. Today is Pick on Lindsay Day.
Yes.
Today's absolutely, and here's why. She's so tired. She is so tired, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolute hilariousness for me right now because yesterday I was the quiet one and she was the chitty chat one. Today I get to be the chitty chat one because she's quiet. What? What is so funny? Here, I got the split screen going. What you got?
When Nick is quiet, Lindsay's respectful and just
she's not.
Oh, Nick's in a mood. I'm just going to let him have his space. No. And when Lindsay's in a, quiet or tired, he's just like that kid in the back seat, your brother or sister, that just keeps poking your shoulder and you're like,
lies.
And the parents are like, I'm going to have to turn this car around if you don't stop touching.
Wow. You were vicious. I was going to tell you, I was going to take the show and just go with all my notes today, but you're just on the attack. On the attack.
I'm sorry.
Growly.
Who's on the attack?
Growly.
You just said it was Pick on Lindsay Day.
Yes, for 13 seconds.
Oh.
And then that's going to go back to Pick on Nick Day, which is the usual. Have you read the comments for the last 6 months? Come on, La Chica.
Have you read the description?
You know who wrote those descriptions. It came from that side. Thank God she does it because I don't want to.
Well, someone's got to do the tough work.
Yeah, there you go, right? You're just better at wordsmithing.
It's because my last name is Smith.
No. Wow.
If you were Nick Smith, you would be great at wordsmithing.
Is it everyday pick and Lindsay? Sean's back.
What?
Sean's been gone for like a week. I haven't seen him in the comments in a while. Morning, Sean. Missed you, brother. It's almost like a countdown. Where I'm gonna have to call this guy. I haven't talked to him.
It's more of is he okay?
Is he okay?
Yeah.
Where did he go? What did he do? Who let him leave the building? Right? Who allowed this? Mm-hmm. Who allowed this? Well, Sean, we're glad to have you back, brother.
I hope he's just been so busy that he hasn't had time. So that means busy.
Busy?
Increasing bottom line.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Right? Yeah. Well, and the weather's nice again, so he's probably been doing trade shows again. He does a lot of local events. So Sean, if you haven't noticed,
that's how we met him.
We're super happy to have you back in the comments. You might be thinking, Nick, where's all this energy coming from? Why do you have so much energy today? Well, one, I got sleep. The value of getting a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I don't know what that looks like right now.
Goodness. And two, I've been suffering the last couple days.
Because Sean hasn't been in the comments.
But today we stopped by Starbucks and I got my Starbucks cold brew. And it's just been like, I'm alive again. Uh-huh. Oh my gosh. It's stupid
what
mouse.
What market are you going to? Saturday's jam packed for me. Man. Oh, Friday. What market on Friday?
I'm sure he'll share in the comments. So, hey, let's go and talk about this. Saturday, we have Parents Summit.
Yeah.
Right? At church. I'm excited about this. I'm going to bring I'm actually going to bring my iPad so I can take notes because I have no doubt that it is just going to be jam full of great notes.
I might bring my laptop.
Yeah?
and I'm going to do a voice recording on my phone so that I can go back and listen.
Salina Friday Night Market. Hey, we need to Google that, Sean.
I didn't was that they had that on Friday nights. Usually markets on like Saturday mornings.
Yes, or just on the weekend. Like Frisco's is just every weekend. You can go down to the market. But so Amber's been reading this book, and it talks about how a lot of the vegetables and fruits that we buy at the grocery store are chemically brought to a point where they're edible. Like before they're edible, they get picked, they get frozen. And then after they're here in the, like strawberries, after they're here in the United States, they get chemically induced or chemically
enhanced,
not enhanced, chemically, whatever, you know the word I'm thinking of, whatever it is.
Not really, but okay.
They get chemically changed to be ripe out of season. But because it's chemically done, there's extra things in it. So they actually say, going to a market where it cannot be chemically induced and buying fruits and vegetables within their season,
yes,
is actually a lot healthier for you.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Like I was like, cool, we get to have strawberries year round. Yes, sign me up. And I'm like, oh, I actually need to like eat strawberries during strawberry season and blueberries during blueberry season and pumpkins during pumpkin season. Like there's actually like there's a rhythm.
Do you know how much work it takes to cook a pumpkin to make it like edible? It's a lot of work. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I also buy like pumpkin seeds or pumpkin pie because pumpkin pie is healthy for you.
Of course it is.
See, I knew you'd agree. There we go. There we go. So we have some things to talk about today.
Yes.
We have some things that we did not finish yesterday. Do you want to go ahead and open that up, or do you want me to open it up?
Since I have no idea what you're talking about,
Planning backwards. Planning backwards.
Planning backwards.
This was a topic that you brought up on the drive to the office on Monday, and that was planning your wins.
Well, we kind of talked about it on Tuesday.
Very lightly, though.
Tuesday?
Very.
Okay. My days are very blurring together right now.
Okay, so hold on before we go down. Lindsay, why are your days blurring right now? What?
We went to church last night.
You did.
And we didn't get home until 10 o'clock at night. Because, my husband, he's so sweet. And we were supposed to have a meeting after the service for Easter, about Easter. And so we're like, oh, we'll go and we'll go to the meeting. And we have 2 little kids. So we're like, we packed jammies and we'll just change. One parent was going to change the jammies. One parent was going to be in the meeting. And then we were going to leave and like get a jump on putting him to bed. And he's like, I don't think Pastor Keith's going to be there. So we should end on time. And it ended up like Pastor Keith was there and we had 2 guests there.
And Pastor Josh was wearing a superhero cape.
He was, yes. So he was Gustavo. I don't know his last name.
It's okay, Gustavo.
He's Hispanic and he is, he's a prophet. And he was talking about he was talking about price versus value.
Okay.
And this was really it was like, wow. So he said that price is what other people put on you, like what other people say about you. Like you have this price on you, and that's what they say how you are defined by them.
Got it.
God puts a value on you that nobody can take away. And that was the symbol of the Superman cape
that
Pastor Josh was wearing.
That makes so much more sense now.
Yes. It was really, really good. They're going to have another service tonight. And I'd love to go, but it's been all week that I have not had good sleep. So, and we have a busy weekend. So I need to make sure that I'm doing right by my family and
absolutely. But here we go, right?
If anybody wants to come babysit my kids though, I'll totally go to church.
I mean, if you're okay with them sleeping on the couch for the first part of the sleep, well, why not go? It's funny because I was talking to Amber about this last night. Like, I'll put the kids down. If you really have a desire to go, go. There is a way to make it happen.
Right.
You just have to ask.
It's true. Dustin should think about this.
So, and there's always an option. The question is, how bad do you really want to go?
Right.
Right.
And
because
how much do I want to give in to my selfish desires?
there you go. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right. So there's that point of, yes, let's absolutely go. And who do we have who's within our sphere of influence that can watch our kids, or maybe, y'all take 2 cars. Right.
Right.
And if one has to leave a little early to take the kids back home, so be it. Right. But you always make time for what's important.
Yes, you do.
You always do. You always have priority. Now, I think where people go a little wrong is they don't actually sit down and write out their priorities. Right. And obviously we've talked about this multiple times on this show. Like, what is your plan? What have you written down? What is the direction you're going in?
Yeah.
Right. Which leads us into
backwards
planning your wins. It's almost like I knew what I was doing here. What?
We know you better than that, Nick.
Oh, wow. Wow. Man, just all kinds of viciousness today.
That's what
all
happens
kinds.
when Lindsay doesn't have any sleep. It
oh,
becomes more
man. I need like battle armor or something, y'all. Like I need, you want to know what? I'm going to lunch today. So Liz can have the whole office to herself.
Where are you going to lunch? Who are you going to lunch with?
I'm going to lunch with my mentor.
Oh.
Yeah, today's a mentor lunch.
That's awesome.
So excited.
That's great.
So excited.
Yep. I'm going to take a nap.
Yeah?
Oh, man.
Yeah?
Okay. So, backwards planning your wins.
Good. I was waiting for you to just take point on this.
Waiting.
Hold on. Before you do that, as Nick always says, get in the room.
Okay, Sean, you going?
Good morning, coffee people. Good morning, Thomas. How you doing, brother?
Sean,
All right.
you going to go?
No. Here we go. Backwards planning your wins. Lindsay, go.
So it was talking about, it was part of my Bible study, and she got asked by another parent of what is a win for you as a parent? And she said, what are the values and the characteristics that you want your kids to have when they're 30?
Wow. That's a little deep.
But it gives you a plan. So that's backwards planning, is saying, what is the end goal of what I want them to be like, or what do I want them to value within themselves? And then using that to guide how you parent them now. So
I'm epically failing in this.
I know, me too.
Like, I totally just, like, the lean back that you saw was me feeling called out by what you just said.
Yep. So in this book, she goes, we have all these expectations on our kids that we are like, people say living vicariously through them, or like, I don't need to live vicariously through my kids, but I want to give them the opportunities that maybe I had or didn't have as a kid. So it's making, I want them to have the opportunity for athletics, and I want them to have, I played piano when I was young. My husband wished he had played guitar. He has a guitar, doesn't know how to play it, but what's stopping him? Making the time, making it a priority, but he wishes he had that already in him. He played the saxophone, and it's just, there's things that you as a parent, you're like, oh, I want them to get good grades, and I want them to have friends, and I want them to, be athletic and do all these things. But what is it that you want them to value when they're 30? Is it that they did all these things? Because if you think of where you're at when you're 30 and what you valued, how does that play into it?
Let's take that a step back, right? You talk about playing on a team, right? Or having that, right? It's not always about playing on the team. It's learning teamwork. Right. And instead of it being, I want my kid to win first place or I want my kid to have a trophy, how do they learn how to work within a team?
But you can also do that in different ways than being on sports.
Absolutely. I mean, absolutely cater to however they're wired, right? If it's football, basketball, whatever sport they're gravitating to, or whatever current thing in their life they're gravitating to, right? That's healthy. Okay. But absolutely, how does my kid become a good team member? How does my kid become a good leader? Right? And then how do you work your way backwards? That is really good. Like, I wonder if there's a case study on this, or I wonder if there's like a worksheet. Like, what are the top 5 goals or the top 5 characteristics that you want your kid to have by the age of 30?
Right. So,
I need to write that down.
So the author of my Bible study, she's like, what are the primary things that I want my kids to have? She's like, I want them to have a relationship with God. I want them to love people and be kind. I want them to be obedient to God and to their elders, to us, to parents. So it was just a different perspective of like, am I putting priority on what's going to matter when they're 30? Or am I making a bigger deal out of the smaller things that don't really matter right now? She shared this story in the Bible study this video that we watched of her. She shared this story. She got a phone call from her teacher, her kid's teacher, when he was in the first grade, and the teacher was like, oh, he's not doing well in reading and he's struggling and we need to focus on all these things. And so she's like, as a mom, you start panicking of like, oh my gosh, am I failing my kid? Like all these things. And she took a moment, collected her thoughts and said, okay, now wait. What is it that I value? What is it that we value in our household? How is he doing in these things? Is he kind to the other kids? Is he making friends? Is he respectful to you? And is he, doing all of these things? And the teacher's like, oh my gosh, yes, he's so amazing. Whenever we have a new student, we always buddy him up because then I know he'll have a friend. And when we're on the playground, he always gravitates towards the kid that isn't included and brings him in. And so that just helped her as a mom be like, okay, reading, we'll get there. Like, not a big deal. He'll be able to learn he'll get it eventually. This is not something to freak out about. This isn't, on the grand scheme of things, he's doing great on what is important in their family. Go ahead.
Okay, no. I didn't know if there was more to the story, and I want to make sure I was being respectful and did not interrupt you, okay? How often do we get caught up in that? Mm-hmm. The teacher calls out one thing. The coach calls out one thing. Yes. The neighbor calls out one thing. And the next thing you know, everyone's focused on this one negative aspect of this child instead of looking at the broad spectrum, the 99% that they're crushing it at, being great at, and we're so focused on this one negative thing that eventually, hear me on this, that eventually defines the child.
Right.
Oh, I'm not a good reader.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, hear me on this. When you have a kid or you get that phone call and they focus on one thing, what she did perfectly is not only did she have that discussion within herself, but she had the discussion with the teacher. So now she changed the teacher's perspective.
Yes.
Because that teacher has a massive influence over her child. Mm-hmm. I failed at that yesterday. To everyone who's watching right now and everyone who's listening, I failed at that yesterday.
Do you care to share?
I know I'm going to share.
Okay.
I'm going to share. We went for a walk yesterday, and one of my daughters decided to just have a very negative attitude. She had had a positive attitude up to that very, very point where we were going on the walk. And instead of me being that positive reinforcement, stopping, taking that deep breath, letting her know of everything that she had done that day that was amazing, I focused in on that one negative aspect. Did I get the result I wanted? Yes, I got the result I wanted, but I went about it in a negative way. I could have done exactly what this Bible study leader, what's her name?
Jennifer Court.
Okay.
Court.
I could have done exactly what she did. When I could have stepped back, taken that deep breath, got out of the emotional part of it, and said, hey, here's everything you did great today. Just try. I don't need you to be perfect. Just try.
Yeah.
And if you really don't want to do it, halfway through our walk, I will pick up the scooter and carry it the rest of the way. But for right now, I need you to be strong and I need you to try. Now, I said that. I said what I said, but I said it in a negative tone. Okay? And that's where I personally went wrong. Hey, guess what? You want to know what? This is parenting. Sometimes we crush it. Sometimes we nail it. Sometimes we rise up. And sometimes you want to know what? We fall just a little short. I'm almost done. But I'm identifying it now. Amber's going to help keep me a little bit more accountable to it now. And things are going to change. The next time we have this happen, I'm going to work on taking that deep breath because my default is to go into coaching. My default is going to Drill Sergeant Nick. I should literally own that domain, drillsergeantnick.com, because that's where I go. Like, seriously, like your kid, you have an issue, like Nick being positive. Nick is great at being positive, but there's a point where it pivots and now it's Drill Sergeant Nick. And you want to know what? I've had multiple parents be like, hey, can you come teach me how to do that?
Yes. Yes. Why do you think we hang out with y'all so much?
But here we go, right? Because I preach so much positive, I need to make sure I'm leading positive in my own household. I need to make sure that my kids get the positive first. Just like we talked about the 5 steps of discipline, right? Like, I don't always, as much as I preach it here, and I strive to be it, sometimes in the moment I fail. Yeah. And that's okay.
So we actually used this yesterday as well because it was on top of my mind. It's just been in front of me all since I read it, since I watched this. Like, it's just been strong. My daughter, we all got home. We were eating leftovers for dinner because we had to bounce to church. And my daughter came home and she goes, she's all excited. Is it church day? And I'm like, yes, we get to go to church tonight. And she's like, I'm going to go put on my church dress. I'm like, no, we're not wearing a church dress. And she has this favorite church dress and it's so cute. She will wear it every Sunday if we let her. Like, we have to wash it every week. And I'm like, no, we don't need to change our clothes. You're already wearing a beautiful dress. It's got a beautiful unicorn on it. You're so cute. She goes, she just wanted to wear her church dress. And I'm like, okay, we're not going to talk about this right now. We're going to focus on dinner. Let mommy process through this. Like, you know, we're going to just put a pin in it and talk about it after dinner. So she needed a couple reminders, like, nope, we're not going to talk about it right now. Eat your dinner. We'll talk about it in just a minute. So she got done with her dinner and she goes, Mom, can I put my church dress on now? Aww. And I looked at Dustin and cause he's on the same page. He's like, no, she doesn't need to change her clothes. Like, she doesn't need to. And I looked at him and I said, looking at we change our clothes when we come home from work. Dustin, but he's also in a warehouse. He gets grungy a little bit, you know, he's dirty. And so he changes his clothes. When I was a teacher, I would come home and I'd change my clothes. And I'm like, why are we not letting her? What is it that... Why?
What's the why behind it?
Why are we saying no to this?
Oh my goodness. Why?
And I'm like, is it because I don't want to take the time to help her change? Is it because I don't want to have to clean the extra clothes? Is it because I think this is ridiculous? Like, she doesn't need to change her clothes.
Right. Are you putting your lens on it? Right.
Yes.
Are you putting your fingerprint on that?
Yes. And I'm like, it's not like she's changing her clothes 5 times a day. You know what I mean? Like, and if she was, so like, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? Really?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
What, putting it in this big picture perspective, if she's 30 and she changes her clothes 5 times a day, does that really matter?
Maybe on her laundry bill.
It might, but she has to deal with it. She has to deal with it. And she's going to learn, like, oh, I have to do more laundry when I change my clothes 5 times a day. You know what I mean? Like, So I'm like, yes, you can wear your church dress. Like, let's go get it. Let's put it on. And she was so happy. So happy. Like, not that it wasn't about like her getting her way.
Correct. It has nothing to do with that.
It was just, she got to go to church in her church dress.
Right.
Like, that's all she wanted. And who am I? Like, if that's her way of like worshiping, like, I'm going to look great for God. Like, how dare me to be like, no, you look fine like that. You know what I mean? It was just like a bam in my face.
But that's it. That's the parenting this is another life lesson, right? It's another life lesson. Stop getting so stuck in the details and look at it. Now here we go. Hold on. Let's pivot on this. Okay. If the detail could be negative, if the detail could have a repercussion, if the detail could really impact, right? If that 1% really pivots something positive or negative, then yes, you really need to take it. You as a parent need to understand where that line is. Okay. But it's something like this, the story you just gave, if anything, you reinforce the positive because she now got to go to church in a very positive mindset.
Yes. And if we had stuck to no, you're not going to wear that dress.
There you go. It would have been a very negative mindset. It would have
changed the entire drive to church. It would have changed her entire attitude, like everything.
The entire night.
Yes.
Because you guys were there for what, 3 hours?
Oh my gosh.
And sure, I mean, and eventually after she got around her friends, right, she probably would have forgot about it. But if there's something that we're learning about Lexi has a great memory.
Yes, she does.
She has a great memory, and she remembers those little details of yeses and nos. And she's a sponge. You know,
she did look adorable, Thomas.
Right. Thomas, you want to know what? I actually call myself a professional failer because that's how I learn. Please know that when I say that Nick has failed, I am not looking at that in a negative. Okay. I am a professional failure. I should actually probably write a book called Professional Failure 101.
You know, fail just is the first attempt in learning.
Oh goodness. I'm like on 1,625,000,000,000 fails.
Well, not really, because every time you fail, every time you have an attempt in learning, you take new information.
Oh no, I get it. Okay. And that's why Thomas even says, hey, you learn from it. Yes, but maybe that's a label I gave myself, right? Because I enjoy the grind, I enjoy the perseverance, I enjoy all of that. So please, I feel better than Oh, that's funny. Oh, that is so funny. Thomas, you're cracking me up, brother. Thank you for that. Oh man. Great guy. Okay, so let's take this a step further. Okay? Balance. In speaking with people who are not parents, they don't understand this very fine line that you walk on. That balance line of positive versus negative. Decisions over the big 30,000 foot view decisions versus being on the ground decisions.
And you have to have both.
You have to have both.
Because you're in the daily trenches with your kids every day, making those daily decisions.
Yes.
And yet you have to think of, is this going to matter when they're 30?
And and someone's going to feel called out here. And if you feel called out, you're part of this percentage. Most parents never get to that point. They can never see. And it doesn't matter if you're a visionary. It doesn't matter if you're an integrator. It doesn't matter if you're a parent, then you're married. It doesn't matter if you're a single parent.
Yeah.
Like if you're watching this show, take what you just heard and go, okay, I hear you. I'm not perfect, and that's okay. I'm going to work on it. But hear me on this, okay? Sit down and start writing out your plan.
Yeah.
What are the top 3 to 5 characteristics that you want your kids to have when they're adults? Right?
We just had a parent walk in.
We just had a parent walk in. Oh, yeah. He's like, oh, goodness. This is a heavy conversation. I'm going to run. His kids are already older. He's like, oh, that I've been there, done that. So, and to take that a step further, as a parent, who are you surrounding yourself with that already has kids that are older than your kids that can help guide you, that maybe have some more life experience? I think one of the great parts about Pastor Keith was his kids are growing up. So when you sit there and you go, oh, this is the issue I'm having right now, or a lot of not just Pastor Keith, a lot of people in our church, their kids are grown. Like I know that I can ask Gary Gregory a parenting question. His kids are grown.
Well, I mean,
and his kids are awesome too.
His kids are grown older than yours, but they're not grown. Well, oh no, he does have a grown kid. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh.
I know. Right, Angelina? Goodness gracious. Lindsay
he's been through.
Lindsay Ty just, hey, you want to know what? I'm going to take this plane. I'm going to nosedive it and
hey.
Joking.
That's a little drastic.
I am drastic.
Oh, we just did a loop-de-loop.
We did a loop-de-loop. And the audience stayed with us. Thank you guys for staying with us in our loop-de-loop. But it's so important that you get people who have already been in those life stages. And here we go. Again, hear me on this. Hey, I'm going to get a t-shirt that says, hear me on this. Okay. Because that seems to be my quote.
You do say that a lot.
I do. When you're speaking to them, make sure that they have your best interest at heart and they're not just speaking to fill their own ego. You're going to run into people that want to give you advice, parenting advice, to make them feel better. You need to make sure that they're giving you parenting advice so you succeed, so you can win. And here's how. And here's a nice little test. Are they telling you parenting advice just to share their past, their history, or are they giving you parenting advice so you can be better at your life stage than they were at their life stage? Okay. When I was a coach, I would sit my students down and I would say, listen, I'm coaching you, but this is not about me. This is about you. This is about you succeeding. I need you to be better than I am at this stage right now. I need you to be better than you were yesterday. I need you to succeed more than I have. When you have someone who's speaking that over you, who genuinely wants you to succeed, then you know that they want the best for you. Then you know when they're dropping advice or they're dropping ideas that they're wanting you to pick up something that's going to make you succeed. What you don't want is you go, hey, I'm having this struggle, and they just start rambling about, oh, how they had this struggle and this and that and this and that, and it starts going negative. Okay. They're not trying to help you anymore. They're venting to you.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there's not a time and a place for that, but that's not when you're taking parent advice. That's not who you want to be listening to. You want to be listening to people who want you to succeed more than they already have succeeded. Okay. And I'll stretch this out. Whether it's parenting, whether it's business, whether it's finances. Make sure that the people you are hanging around, the people that are in your sphere of influence, the people that can influence your marriage, influence the way you raise your kids, influence your business, make sure that they want you to succeed. I'm going to end on that.
So the last thought that I'm going to end on, just share, is that when you have that picture of what you want your kids to be characterized with when they're 30, that's what you use to help you create those vision boards.
It can also be used to create prayers.
And prayers. Mm-hmm.
My prayer over my kids. Mm-hmm. Dear God, help me to be strong, brave, kind, successful, beautiful, and wise. Strong, brave, kind, successful, beautiful, and wise. Because, and I didn't even realize I was doing this, but now you've helped me define this, right? Mm-hmm. Those are characteristics I want my girls to have. Those are the top six, thank you, characteristics I want my girls to have. And I pray that over them every night. Now, there's more than that. I'm just giving you the top 6. There's more than that. There's more words. And do they understand what the words mean? No, but I know what they mean. Amber knows what they mean. Mm-hmm. And eventually one day, are you ready? Are you ready for this? One day it's going to click. One day they are going to understand what it means.
Yep.
And one day they're going to go, oh, wow. I remember when Dad used to pray that over me man, I can't remember Dad not praying that over me. That's what I want my girls to say. Mm-hmm. I can't remember a day when my dad did not pray blessings over me. Every night was a prayer of blessings. Every day was a prayer of blessings. Mm-hmm. And watch this, parents. If you're speaking that over your kids, watch them develop into those characteristics.
Yep.
They will. And the opposite is completely true. You speak negative over your kids over and over and over again, magically they'll turn into those negative kids. They're sponges. They absorb every word you speak to them.
Yeah. Well, and you as you're bringing what you say into existence.
Ooh.
So what do you want to exist? Speak that.
You know what's funny? And I just totally feel called out after you said that.
Hey,
I speak that over my kids.
You speak that over yourself?
I'm almost there, Lindsay.
No,
I'm almost there,
thunder,
Lindsay. It's like I speak that over my kids. I speak that over my wife. I pray that over my wife, but I don't pray that over myself. And here we go. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. And I don't pray that over my inner circle. That's changing today.
I feel so left out.
Wow. That changes today. That absolutely will change today.
I love it. I'm going to get more blessings from Nick.
Yes, you would. Yes. Yes. I'm so glad it started with my daughters, but now I'm at a place where, hey, those words are mean so much to me now. I need to be praying that over myself. I need to be praying over them. That my inner circle, I need to be praying that over. Mm-hmm. Right? And then after I get good at that, then I'm going to go to my next circle out. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Thank you, audience, for joining me in this little revelation. Hopefully you got something great out of that.
Yes.
Man, that was good. You want to know what? We're going to end on that. I like that positive. We're going to end on that positive. Let's do this. You ready?
Yep.
You ready, ladies and gentlemen? It is Thursday. Where are you on your big 3? Where are you? Huh? Don't lie now. Don't do it. You better be truthful. You better share,
right,
okay?
Sergeant.
Hold on.
Interrogation.
Tomorrow, what am I going to tell you to do? What am I going to tell you to do? What? I'm going to tell you to leave early. I'm going to tell you to leave early. Tomorrow's Friday. It's beautiful out. If you get all your big 3 done, if you're an entrepreneur and you got your work done because you crushed it, if you're a W-2 employee and you're like, hey, you want to know what? I have a little extra time. Okay? With that extra time, you better have already had your Q2 planned. This Friday is Family Friday. Oh, I should have like a certain every week, every Friday should have like a little theme to go with it. Yep, we're gonna do that. Nick's gonna write that down. Angelina, write that down for me, please. Every Friday needs to have a theme, okay? So this Friday is work on you. Last Friday was work on you Friday.
I thought it was Family Friday, Nick.
This Friday is gonna be Family Friday. What do you get? I'm crushing it on my vacation. There you go, Thomas. This Friday's Family Friday. What can you do this Friday? Leave work early. What can you do this Friday to celebrate your family just a little bit more?
Oh, I love that.
Celebrate your family just a little bit more. Angelina, I really hope you're writing this down because I'm going to ask you for this later, okay, after the show. Okay? What can you do to celebrate your family just a little bit more? That's what I want you to do this Friday. That is my challenge to you. Thank you guys for being liking the videos. Thank you guys for being in the comments. We love you guys. We love the interactions, the comments going back and forth. I love it. If you're listening to this on the podcast, come join us on YouTube. Come join us on Facebook. That's where we have this interaction. That's where if you hear the tangents or you hear the conversation going back and forth, that's where it's happening, okay?
Or if you want to, be a part of those tangents, you can come join us and help rabbit hole our conversation.
Absolutely. Come be part of the conversation. So know that we love you guys. We really pray the best for you.
Yes.
Okay. We pray that you win. We pray that you bring your positive. If you're having a lull today, hey, today I have an excess of energy.
Yes,
borrow my energy. Just borrow it. Be like, oh, Nick, I need to channel, the Nick energy. The Nenergy? I don't know. Right.
Nickergy?
The Nickergy?
That sounds weird.
That does sound weird. It's okay. I will come up with some kind of fun word at some point in time, but channel it today. Channel it. Know that we love you guys. We want you guys to make sure that you
rise up.
crush it.
Bye, y'all.